Okay, it's time to do an update video on Betsy. As you can see, the frame's all finished. It's back from powder coat. I got all the brackets and cross member installed in it. Got it shortened, came out real nice. You can see down here the where I spliced the frame back together. The kit from Brothers was it's not really intended to be used on a 3/4 ton, but I went ahead and it was nice because it allows you to cut the frame in the right spot and bolt it back together. But up here, the backing plate that Brothers gives you, I didn't use it. It's only 1/8 inch thick, so what I went ahead and did was I taked and trimmed off part of the piece that I cut out and trimmed off one end of it and used that as the backing plate for it and fully welded it in, and then I plug welded all the holes used to drill the template, so you don't have a bunch of holes and bolts here on the side. And then in the back where you trim the back off back here, the template doesn't exactly fit back here in the back. There's back here by the rear suspension, you can see there's a little bump out in the frame right there, and there's also an extra bracket welded on this riveted on this cross member right here, so it doesn't lay flush, so you can use the template to do this end of it. But what I did is I just used the dimensions off the template to locate where it had to be cut, and then the back bump out right there, I had to remove and fill in because it interferes with the hole for the bumper bracket. But you know, little work, little ingenuity. It's doable to use that kit on a 3/4 ton. Overall, the look of the frame, now it's come back from powder coat and I got all the new hardware and everything on there, I think it looks really nice. I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but when I wiped it down here after I got all this put on, and it really came out really nice. I got all grade 8 flange bolts and locking flange nuts to put it all back together, and then I got the fuel tank installed in it. So right now the frame as it was when I pulled it out with all the brackets on it is completely finished now, and I'm satisfied with where it is. So it actually looks pretty good, I think. So the next thing I think I'll start working on is I'll get the front end ready and do all the suspension and steering and make it all look, get the disc brakes and make it look worthy of bolting onto this frame. When I was sitting there working on it, since I've gotten it back, I mean it sits in here, and then I look back and I see the rear end sitting back there and the cab back there, and oh my goodness, it's just, you know, when I look at that, I'm like, I gotta take that rear end right there and I gotta make it look like this. So it's gonna take some work. And then you know, unfortunately now I can't bolt anything on this thing that's rusty, crappy, old, but it's all in the fun of doing it. It's a great turning point now, because I'm finally at the point where I can start building the truck. Up until now it was all about getting it down to the frame and doing everything I needed to do to get the frame to this point right here. But now we're finally at the point where it's all about building a truck now. So I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know, some of you might have seen some of the other videos. You might notice there's a new floor here. It's black instead of blue or gray, and the plywood's gone. So this floor now is sheets of ABS plastic, so they will definitely last a long time. They won't rot, corrode, nothing. It's a textured ABS. Actually, now that I got it done, it creates a much cleaner environment in here, and a much better surface to work on. But there's the frame out of Betsy, and she's all put back together now. And unfortunately now this is got to start spending a lot more money now. Before now it was all about just work, actually, you know, cleaning stuff, taking stuff apart. But now I gotta actually start buying good stuff for it. But I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long time to get to this, to be able to actually see that sitting there like that, and have a canvas to work on. So I'll go ahead and end this video for now. Next it's onto the front clip, front suspension, and we'll get it all set up. So for now I'm going to go ahead and end this one, and we'll come back to it later.